The third section of the course is about how to reassign materials to the avatar with animated skeletons. Exported from Studio in Maya. The principle is to first import the correct material and then transfer it to the model with animated skeletons. First, locate the previously exported FBX file. It is important to choose an FBX file as it is more compatible with Maya. The model is seen with textured materials. The normals are reversed, so let's fix this. Right-click on the materials attributes and navigate to the bump map. In the attribute editor, change the color space to raw to correct the bump mapping. Alright, now the normals on the model's body are accurate. Using face mode, next right-click, select the small mesh. Because selected UV directly is something difficult, if needed, open the UV editor to select the UV shell, and then select the UVs of the face. Those with 2 ears represent official UVs. Right-click to access material attributes, and enter the bump map settings, changing the color space to raw to correct facial skin bump mapping. This way we can see that the skin bumps and depressions of the face are now normal. So let's move on to the hair's UV. Right swipe to select materials attribute, locate the hair texture, and if we want to change the hair color, here's what we do. When we click on the color, there's no response. So first we need to disconnect the color texture. Afterward, click on the color and then you can enter the color editor to choose a golden brown hair color. Now the hair color has been successfully modified. Next is the sneakers. Remember to flip the normals of the sneakers as well. So select all UV shells of the sneakers. Right swipe to choose material attributes. Go into the normal map and change the color space to raw. Now you can see that the sneakers are shining white, indicating that their normals are not correct. You can double check this. The transparency of the model's eyeball seems a bit off now. However, it's not a problem. We can then adjust the semi-transparent materials in Unreal Engine later, so for now let's proceed with the adjustments to the original material. Alright, the adjustments to the original materials are complete. Now we can import the animated character. We need to transfer all the materials to this animated character. And the two characters are currently overlapping. We can select one, use the Move tool to shift it to the side. Then open the UV editor to distinguish each UV for easier material selection. Currently, controlling the UV movement distance isn't optimal. We need to set the step length to 1 in the transformation settings. This way, the UVs can be moved at an even distance of 1. Set the step length to 1 for smooth movement, and easily position the UV texture in different quadrants. You can move it quadrant by quadrant. Now these 4 circles in the UV represent the pupils and irises. They will be assigned 2 different materials. So we need to arrange these 4 circles in pairs within 2 quadrants. Once we finish arranging, remember these 5 quadrants? We have these 5 quadrants. Our body can be divided into them. This division will be very beneficial for subsequent materials assignments. Select the UV shell, choose the UVs for the face, right-click to apply the facial texture, then select all the body UVs, locate the texture for the body, navigating to sneakers, then next is the hair and scalp. Start by selecting the hair. Currently the scalp appears to be gray, so it indicates that there is a problem. It suggests that the scalp and hair require 2 different materials. If unsure about which texture to use for the scalp, let's refer to the previously exported FBX file to identify the texture name. Apply to the scalp. Select the reference model's scalp. In the UV editor, and then let's check the material name. In the attribute editor on the right side, it shows that the UV is using the face material. So for the other scalp, we need to apply the face material. Since the male model has a crew cut, this area doesn't have actual hair. Therefore, its surface color or texture should indeed match the face. Now let's look at the eyes. For clarity, you can select them. If I've arranged all the pupils and irises in a straight line to see where each corresponds to on the character. So we can apply the eyes material to 2 of them and the corneas materials to the other 2. This way the texture mapping is now complete. And you can see that the animation is displaying with textures. The current state is quite accurate. So now we proceed to export. Go to Outliner, select all elements of the animated avatar. You can use Shift to select all, then export the selected files. And save them to a suitable path. When naming, remember to follow naming conventions, using uppercase and lowercase letters and underscores. In the export options on the right, make sure to check important options to ensure textures, animations, and skeletons are exported. Under Geometry, select Smoothing Group's Smooth Mesh Reference Assets content. In the Animation section, check Animation, In the Embed Media, select Embedding Media. This option is crucial. Okay, now let's export. After exporting, there might be some error prompts. We can ignore them and close them. The material assignment in Maya is not complete. Stay tuned for our next lesson. We'll discuss how to import our animated character with skeleton and clothing into Unreal Engine, and using our simulator plugin to create real-time animations. Until next time, goodbye!